No, I've been good. Yeah, this last weekend has been. I feel like well, I was like gone all the week before in California for Thanksgiving, and then had a bunch of Pokemon tournaments. I won this. I won a little trophy.
Oh
Cute.
yeah, look at that.
Cute.
I actually won twice, but my first one broke.
When are you gonna get badges?
Yeah.
They don't give out badges; they just give out trophies
That
and
seems a
Pokemon cards.
little.
I think this is a
That
missed
would be on
opportunity.
brand.
That
I
seems
mean, I
out of
have
line.
badges. I have pins.
Do they
There
give
you
out
go.
badges at like the national or international championships?
They
Better.
might. I mean, they give you a shit ton of. Well, they give you a lot of money.
That's
Yeah,
probably worth it.
they give you other swag and shit probably too.
All right.
I don't know why it's every week where I try to like I get my iPad and I always think I was like, oh yeah, I always just keep it plugged in because I only ever use it for D&D, and every time I'm done with it, I plug it in and I put it back. But every time I go for it when I play, it's always unplugged and it's always dead. And I don't know why this happens every single time.
Tradition, tradition.
iPad is unplugged and dead. When I swear, after every time I always put it back. It's like a little cubby, and I put it back in its cubby, and I'm like, I always just put it in, put it back in its cubby, and it just never is. So my iPad's dead.
I also finally have a dice tray to go with me when I travel, so I don't have to throw my dice on the bed and hope for the best.
There you go.
I just got a
Someone got
little
it for me.
dice tray power thing for my birthday.
Yeah, this was also the same person. I think,
Oh, yeah,
I
happy
have one
birthday,
hobby, so. Thanks.
Let's be for real. We all
Ian, how
have.
old did you turn?
I'm
forgot your
28 now.
Oh, just a baby.
Yeah,
I turned 30.
Yeah.
crazy.
Honestly, I'm okay with it. My 20s sucked, so 30's already starting off much better.
I feel like
That's
30s
good.
are like a good age. I feel good as 28. Like I feel okay. But I feel like 30s like I don't know, something about 30s just sounds good.
Your body starts to betray you.
I mean, my
See,
body always
mine's been doing that for years.
is
Yeah,
having initial signs, The carpal tunnel is hitting in the right hand just a touch. Things
I
like
feel
that.
like as soon as I hit 30, my back started giving me problems.
oh, that was me when I hit like 18.
I was gonna say my back broke when I was 17, so that's always been an issue. But what I had found is 24 is the magical age of when your body really just like gives that first breaks down.
For me, I find every single year something new breaks, something new goes wrong.
It's a collection.
Like,
This year was definitely the carpal tunnel year for me.
I think 27 or 28 was the time when I became lactose intolerant. It's out of nowhere.
That
Yeah.
can happen?
Oh yeah, I just stopped producing
Oh,
lactase.
yeah.
I would
Yo,
rather
honestly,
die. What's the
feel
point
like-
of life if I
feel
can't
like
have dairy?
the same way. I feel like dairy's messing with me now.
I mean, to be fair, we're not biologically. I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to process lactase after we become adults, anyways.
Wow.
It's fine.
But for some people, it doesn't bother them. But for me, it's like if I even have like a single shred of cheese, I am done. It's not good. So I take lactate, and that can help. But usually, there's nothing around it.
Goat cheese is fine, but anything else?
I love
I
cheese
love
so
goat
much.
cheese.
Yeah, I don't like eat a lot of because I don't like drink milk.
I hate
But
drinking milk.
I definitely like. I
Yeah,
feel like I have it in a
disgusting.
lot of like creams, like not whipped cream, like cream cheese or like
Sour
like
cream.
no, I don't eat a lot of sour
I
cream.
love sour
Actually.
cream.
Sour cream and everything.
Look at me. Of course, I like sour cream.
If it's Mexican, it's getting sour cream.
Yeah, like pasta sauces or like toppings of cheese, like that's
This low capsaicin ass diet.
My dad would be heartbroken. He works at one of the biggest dairies in Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, dude, trust me, I don't enjoy it. I can't eat mac and cheese anymore, and that was my favorite dish. Well, I can, but it is suicide. The pain is almost usually not worth it.
I buy these like digestive enzyme supplements. They help a lot when I.
Yeah, lactate, which is just I get it, which is just like pure lactase. It helps, but you know, I still
buy like it's these. It's not anything lactate. It's like a. There's super enzymes and they're from a bunch of different roots and different plants that help you break down. They help you break down a lot of things, not just.
You got the holistic lactate.
It's like they help you break proteins of all different sorts of proteins, especially like animal product proteins and.
Might need to plug for that. That sounds not bad.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you sometime. It's Tyson. It's Doug Grant's product from LHS.
LOL. I don't think I met him, but I definitely met his organization. They were not very happy with me. But that was because the drama teacher left all the lights on. Or somebody. I don't know who. I guess it's unfair to blame the drama teacher, but somebody at that campus left all the lights on and they burnt out, so they had no front light. Which was bad. Simon, guess what I rolled?
Seriously? I don't remember. I really don't remember this time. I think I'm pretty sure it was that the session where we wrapped up Parents' Day. Raylo's butler got kidnapped by Cordelia's betrothed. Was that episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cordelia walked around and found out.
Yeah. Cordelia tried to push some buttons and the buttons clapped back pretty hard.
It was the wrong button.
Let's see. The ongoing rivalry between I can't even remember characters right now. Let me get on my note sheet.
Tony and
Tony
Xandar?
Xander is his name. Yeah, is going to come to a head. I think Xander is probably going to get assassinated by one of Tony's associates, but who knows? Or at the very
She
least,
runs a clean campaign.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure there's going to be some sort of a sabotage going on here. Maybe, it's like a Forrest Gump where someone sneaks up and cuts out the mic as he's trying to, depose the Vietnam War. Xander, I mean, not Gump. And then, that's basically all I remember.
Me too, honestly. Like everything you've listed, that's all I remember.
It was a short session, as I remember.
Re-education, but we did not address it.
Oh, Raylo took me to the temple, and we found that there's a rune on the ground that if we can rebuild it, we can figure out where it leads. Although chances are it just leads directly into the cultist slayer.
Oh yeah, that was important.
Wait, say that part again?
So in the old abandoned library that Raylo found way back when, filled with cultists, we went through there again, and we found like magical rune on the ground that was partially damaged.
Oh,
But if we can repair it, it will teleport us somewhere. And I think Tyson hinted that it was, or I think Morkai was like able to discern that it was probably going towards or to the cultist lair.
It's definitely a teleportation stick, Joel. I would say that you rolled a high enough insight to be able to assume or surmise that it was left behind by the cultists.
Oh, okay. Well,
now,
perhaps
it could go somewhere else. It could go to the cultist lair. There's high probability for that.
Okay, then that's the answer. That's about all I remember. I think we were also...
We met Theo's dad, because the school came.
Wait, did we?
Oh, that's right.
His dad was the coach. I just watched, very quickly watched the last session, like, so.
Yeah, I did not do that.
What'd she do?
We had a glyphs class for warding, protection, and destruction.
That's right. Tyson said he would
Oh,
get us
yeah.
those.
Oh, yeah,
spell cards.
Yeah, that didn't happen, guys.
That's okay.
Guys, I've been working 15-hour days for the last 8 days in a row, and I got 4 more to go.
No. Dude,
Okay.
I had to go in. If it makes you feel any better, I had to go into work last Sunday to do a cycle count of our entire $1 million worth of inventory, and by Monday, our entire count was fucked up.
Nice.
And that's how we're gonna go into the new year with a fucked up inventory.
Is it in the red or is it in the black?
It's
No.
probably. I mean, we're probably in the red. But just because the way we log certain things is like completely fucking bonkers. Like our oil is always off. Our inventory usually reports like our oil gallons being in the tens of thousands when we usually only have like a couple hundred gallons on hand.
Yeah.
So we're probably always in the red. But
This is a good business strategy.
yeah.
Yes. A couple of other key pieces of key information is that Dumont left without saying anything to Dakin. Dakin's character Raylo, and then Cordelia did get a letter from Zato saying that her father had asked her to quit the paper.
Yeah, I'm sure it was him.
And Dumont, you guys saw, was beat up and very battered and bruised in the cart. And yeah,
Still feel so bad about that.
Cordelia tried to read the mind of a royal prince. So
Yeah, why did he take it out on someone else?
Ooh, I remember this.
Yeah, she fucked around and found out. But and the worst
Actually,
part is that Cordelia still doesn't know that happened because Raylo didn't tell her.
Actually, technically speaking, I think Cordelia fucked around and Mott found out.
Yes, he did.
Although
the
I
worst
don't.
part was
Dumont
I rolled
has
a nat
known.
20, on that check when I got the letter from Zato, and I still had to quit my extracurriculars. So imagine if I had rolled poorly, what would have happened?
We haven't picked. Have we picked classes yet?
yeah,
You were supposed to.
you can send those to me at any point in time.
We haven't started them, right?
No, we've had tests, but you're okay. We can retcon
Okay.
anything.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I like know what I have. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere, but I also only had like one class that was like
Coco's taking a gap year.
there was like one like actual class like of the
So you guys have one
Yeah.
shared class, which is
Yeah.
magical glyphs and warding.
yeah.
Or no, it's yeah. And then you guys have 4 other classes to choose from. 2 of them must be from your school. 2 of them can be from any discipline.
There was like one from specifically Lorehold, and then I had one that was like because you said we could kind of like make something up.
Yep,
but I
yep,
don't
yep,
even
yep.
remember I don't even remember what it was, so I have to think about that again.
Perfect.
412, right?
Yeah,
412?
4 total classes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know 2 of them.
I think I had mine selected.
I'm
Weird.
pretty sure that they're written down somewhere.
Diplomacy.
Oh yeah, diplomacy. Diplomacy.
The spell
I
one.
have diplomacy too.
Defense against malfeasance.
Or no. And then the magical artifacts class.
Was that pinned somewhere, that like list of classes?
I
It's
can
in the
find it
page.
again.
I'm trying to remember. There's one from Lorehold. It was like the history of like famous wizards or something. There's something about like it was like the history of like professors or people with magic talents.
Historical
Love that.
wonders and magic.
Oh,
Once.
was it last session too that you guys all watched the performances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tenshi was like super into Quintilius's
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Cuckoo Cocoa Puffs.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff or Cuckoo Cocoa Puffs.
The
Even-
song, oh my god.
Didn't
oh
didn't
god.
even Coco have to admit that Quintilius's performance was something?
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
He rolled a nat 20 performance check.
Yeah.
The fact that I rolled 2 nat
cannot.
20s last week means I'm gonna be rolling like shit today. I'm calling it now.
Don't manifest that.
Too late.
You're wearing your double 20s right now.
I am. I'll
All right.
manifest that.
As with all sessions, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
All sessions? That's not been all sessions.
Since when is that?
It's only been a couple sessions in a row now.
The DC check for this is 15.
I have rolled 15.
Wait, real quick, I was like, I know I wrote down what classes I have, and literally underneath, a tomato snail, which is a whole other thing, was a sticky note.
LOL.
A sticky note of the classes, so.
Tyson, I got a 21.
Perfect. Who got below a 15? Devin, what'd you roll?
An 11.
Nice.
Wait, sorry, what kind of roll again?
Constitution.
I might have, hold on, I have to see what my modifiers are.
Dakin,
rolled
what
a
did you
10.
roll? You rolled a 10,
Oh.
Ian?
And see what my modifiers are, though.
12. Danny, what'd you roll?
A 4, so therefore I got a 5.
Nice.
Rip. Gonna have a bad dream tonight.
Meg, what'd you roll?
What else is new?
I got a 17.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Perfect. Everybody who failed their check, you guys all wake up the next morning with a blistering headache. And you guys will take 1 level of exhaustion today.
What does exhaustion do again?
I will post it. It's some checks are with disadvantage, yeah.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
I don't even think I'm
So 1 level of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks. 2 levels of exhaustion is speed halved. 3 levels of exhaustion are disadvantages on attack rolls and saving throws. 4 levels of exhaustion is a hit point maximum halved. 5 is speed reduced to 0, and 6 is death.
Right.
Oh,
Great.
so we're at 1?
You're at 1, so you have disadvantage on ability checks.
That's fine.
Great. Can't wait.
You guys
Wait, so-
all meet up. I will let you guys choose collectively. I usually do the cafe, but if you guys would like to choose another location other than the Fire Jolt Cafe, you may.
How long before the election?
You guys have about 2 weeks before the election right now, and it's 2 weeks before the first round of elections.
Gotcha.
So remember, 2 candidates get chosen from each college. So that's the first round of elections. And then once those 2 candidates are selected, there's another bout of elections to choose officers of the candidates all selected. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's like equal representation across the board. However, you can have a college that has both of its representatives as officers or none of its representatives as officers, depending on how the second election shapes out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Tony's in Prismari?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm in Lorehold.
Yes.
Yay.
Could we hang out at the frat house?
Yeah, you guys can hang out at the frat house.
I think like 3 of us are already there.
Yeah, and that's 1 too many. We had a
I'm
thing
glad
going.
where I belong to where I said I would be.
Simon, as you wake up in the morning, you are feeling very invigorated and fresh. I need you to make a perception check for me.
I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna burn a motherfucker to the ground.
DC of 10.
I got it's a dirty 20. Let me confirm that. Yeah, I got a dirty 20.
You see that your mouthpiece on one of the hookah lines has been broken. Line has been replaced. So the broken part is sitting next to the new one. So somebody came in, used it, broke it, but then gave you a new piece.
Well, I'm a little... So last session I did put on the glyph of warding. Does that tell me anything?
Yes.
Oh my god.
By the
Oh
way,
my god.
I just can find glyph of warding.
Yeah, that's the only one I could find because I did look up the other ones.
Pretty sure you said...
What did you embow in this glyph?
Oh, we didn't go over that.
It can either be an explosive rune. However, keep in mind that's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, not that.
And would also destroy the hookah. So I don't think that you would have done that one.
Please.
You can cast a 3rd level or lower spell of any type inside the rune.
I thought maybe it wasn't a glyph of war. I thought it was some sort of... I could have sworn you said it was some sort of...
Warding, protection, and destruction, I think, is what I had.
No, this was a scroll that I got a couple weeks back. And, and maybe it's not a glyph of warding then, but it was some sort of rune that would tell me or help me figure out who used the hookah pipe in some way.
Okay. I'm going to say then, if you're okay with that, a magical, let's say, tag has been put on the person that allows you to see them. So if you were to see this individual, you would be able to see almost like, you know how they mark certain dollar bills with ink, the police, so that they can, find somebody, or like maybe a black light's run over it and they can see marks. I'm going to say you have that.
Okay, that works. The new mouthpiece, is it like how different is it?
Your previous mouthpiece, I will say, was all made out of brass. This one seems to be made out of sterling silver.
It's gonna tarnish super easy. We have to spend a lot of time caring for this damn thing, but all right.
It is perceived to be more valuable. Whether or not it is more maintenance is...
Look, I've got a pair of sterling silver cufflinks. I know the maintenance on this shit. It's terrible. Well, compared to brass, anyways. All right. I don't have anything I can do to like trap this thing without breaking it.
I think, doesn't Glyph of Warding have like a sleep trap, or is that just in Baldur's Gate?
You can imbue a Glyph of Warding with a sleep spell if you would like, but I think that we had decided that it wasn't a Glyph of Warding, that you had placed it with something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the scroll was a scroll of warding or something like that, but I deleted it when I used it last session, so I don't remember what it is.
We'll say that the person is magically marked for now.
Okay. Shit, I'll just use fire to disinfect the mouthpiece, and then you know what, shit, I'll hit it myself.
Perfect. It tastes really good. It's like smoky, cinnamony, appley, kind of like a good apple cider.
All right, not bad.
Go ahead and roll for me a D20, and you want high.
I got 13.
You got a nice little Nick high going on right now.
All right, pretty chill. Pretty chill.
Pretty chill. You hear downstairs a commotion as you see the rest of your group kind of all sauntering into the lounge area on the second level.
the second level.
Yeah, so there's a little study at the top.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Coco finally got up to the second level.
It's a study for house members only, and not guests.
She's my.
The study is outside.
You
outdoor in
hear Chauncey go, they were approved by Miss Cordelia. Since she is a member of the household and estate, it was approved for her entrance.
Yay!
I have to talk to Dinesh about this one. This is unacceptable.
You see Janesh is already over there, and Chauncey has served him some Turkish coffee, and he's like having a good time.
I'm nothing if not persuasive.
Ah, man, this is the best coffee I ever had.
All right. Fuck it. I'll capitulate and I'll go join them.
You guys remember all those that failed your Constitution saving throws all have a splintering headache.
Need that coffee.
You just hear another explosion too before I come out, and then a fuck.
You guys see coming from Raylo's room is a cloud of black smoke, and his face is covered in soot.
I'll start to wipe it off now.
Where are my almonds?
Oh, that bang was so loud.
As you requested, Miss Cordelia,
Yeah.
your milk and almonds
Thank you, Chauncey.
with a shot of
so well.
espresso.
That, Halo, what was the commotion about?
Oh, I'm just working on a project.
Sounds.
And I'm getting nowhere. But I'm
Sounds-
closer than yesterday. At the same time.
Alrighty then.
The way you're speaking vaguely is making my head pound even more.
Then you probably just shouldn't talk to him all, because that's all he does.
Coco, would a hit of my hookah help you out?
Does that help with pain? What does hookah
It helps
do?
with relaxation.
Do you have anything a little stronger?
You know what?
Coco, don't do it.
I'll hit some hookah. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
have
God, you
I'll have 2 hookahs, please.
Not how it works. But
Ian, have Coco give me 2 Constitution saving throws, or 2 Constitution throws, both at disadvantage. This is also the first time that you are actually inhaling nicotine for the very first time.
Well, the first roll was already a 3, so it's only going up. Not me getting a 19. So I got a 3 on the first one. I rolled a 3 again.
Oh.
I rolled another 3. I rolled 3 threes.
good luck.
Okay, well, I got fucked up.
You, first of all, the harshest, like, this is not like the smoke that you pretend to smoke out behind the bleachers. This is real smoke. This is like, imagine if you would, the first time you ever smoked, Ian. Actually, no, Ian, take me, I want you to go back to a time where we tried dabs for the first time.
Oh, shit.
And I want you to remember that night.
It started bad, ended good.
Yeah. But you remember when you were on the floor in the fetal position for the first 30 minutes?
Yo, me too.
That's where you're at right now.
Someone like tried touching me and being like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Don't touch me. I'm gonna throw up if you touch me." Like, don't touch
That
me.
night, I took 7 dabs, and it was great.
And I can handle 1. I go bugged. But then I went to the
Mason is
bathroom and I
over
felt
here.
like I was in a spaceship, and then it was all up from there.
So, you are on the floor right now experiencing the largest Nick High rush that you've ever experienced before.
The only one, too.
Yeah. You have "what is this feeling" just circling in your head.
What is feeling? Yeah, I'm fucked. I'm like greening out.
But Coco, how's your migraine?
You can't even tell.
They're like, I can't feel anything.
It
Oh,
worked.
You can't feel the pain.
Honestly, she kind of likes it.
This is what happens when Josie isn't here.
Josie is here. She is just grabbing rice from the kitchen, so she'll be right back. But yes, so Coco on the ground. Tony, you come into this scene and you see Coco. In fact, let's say Tony and Theo, you guys enter at the same time. And you see.
Gosh, that was so cute.
What?
Just you two.
Oh. You see Josie, or not Josie, you see Coco on the floor, head rushing. You see in the corner Cordelia sipping on a drink of almonds. And you see Raylo covered in soot. And Mordecai is very cheery, smoking on his own hookah.
Does anyone have prestidigitation?
No.
No, is that a class?
No.
No, it's just a cantrip. I do. That's why I asked.
Chauncey does.
I have thaumaturgy.
Oh, Chauncey, can you clean me up a little, please?
Yes, and he snaps his fingers. And suddenly your face is clean, but your hair is also brushed and combed to the side.
Perfect. I have left no room for any kind of maintenance spells.
Would that work on me?
Unfortunately, madam, it only fixes the appearance.
And we all know I already look perfect.
He snaps
You
his.
sure do, sweetheart.
I can do this though, and he goes and gets you a cold rag and puts it over your forehead.
I'm just like laying. I'm still like on the floor.
This should help, ma'am.
I have a headache too.
Same.
Why do you all have headaches? What y'all do last night? And why wasn't I invited?
Nothing.
Well, that's a little sus.
I didn't do anything.
I know what's
I go
happening.
to class, I come home.
Woke up early. I didn't even drink anything. I did have an explosion in my face. So.
Was that last night as well? I didn't hear that.
Oh, that's
You know-
right.
I mean, I guess this morning.
I cast a silence. I'm just kidding. I don't have silence.
Can I go over to one of the ones that aren't feeling good and just cast a quick detect poison and disease just to see if it's like something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do it.
You do not sense poison or disease.
Just college life, man.
Well, if y'all had terrible sleep, does that mean any of you had any interesting dreams, seeing as that's, a trend in this group?
Not this time.
Oh.
I dreamt of a tortoise that somehow outran a hare.
I feel like there's some sort of lesson there, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Ian, you are muted, by the way.
It's just complete nonsense. A tortoise
Yeah.
can never beat a hare in a race. Like, it's ridiculous.
I actually had a similar dream, except both the tortoise and the hare were murdered.
By what?
Life.
Life does murder.
We do. That tends to be the case. People get murdered by life all the time.
Josie just has
Some
a look of
people-
genuine concern.
Sooner than others.
So like, I'm laying there with the towel over my face.
Wait. So who decided? Who signed up for Mageball?
I
Besides
don't know if
Theo.
we decided on a team yet.
Ooh, oh my god! I actually perk up. I'm like, Mageball?
Did you sign up, Coco?
I wanted to sign up.
Oh, we need a team.
We discuss the 5 people on this team every week.
We do.
All right, let's
Once we
discuss
sign
it.
up, we can't actually change our minds. So
This is
Let's
true.
discuss
We should.
it. Because my head is foggy from the headache. Let's say.
Chauncey pulls out a letter. This game this morning from the post, I believe it's in regards to Mage Tower. And he hands the letter over to you, Cordelia. As you open it,
great.
you see that it is actually a flyer and poster. And it is for any participants wishing to participate in Mage Tower have to sign up with Professor Silverquill and schedule a practice time on the pitch.
Professor Silverquill or Professor Sharpie?
That one, Sharpbeak.
Okay.
She is from Silverquill, I'm pretty sure. So that's where that came from.
Fair.
Let's go sign up.
We can
You
only
need-
have 5 players.
All right, it's me, Coco, Theo, Tony.
I think I was gonna run. Because weren't we
Tony's gonna be
cheat?
the coach.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, something like that. Manager or something.
And then
I was just trying to remember what we decided last
Yeah.
3 or 2 or
Was
however
Mordecai
many.
in on it? And then I think we forced Josie.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
said
Was I
she
in on
had
it? I
to.
couldn't remember. I thought I was going to run interference off field, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think I was going to be on the team.
okay, Cordelia,
Yeah.
Josie, Coco, and Theo and me. Okay.
So to be clear, the two
Oh,
people
God.
that are
Wrote it down
not
this
on the
napkin so we
team.
won't forget again.
Please.
So Mordecai and Tony are not going to be on the Mage Tower team. Is that correct?
Oh God,
Correct.
you guys are gonna get into so much trouble.
That's the coach and the assistant coach. They're an important part of the league.
I am the offensive coordinator. And by that, I mean the subterfuge coordinator.
Honestly, that's probably the same thing.
I'm sure.
All right.
Okay.
You see below that there are practice times every day this week. You do not have to sign up for every day this week, but you need to choose one day to sign up to go and at least practice Mage Tower. So you guys can decide if you want to do it at the beginning of the week, at the end of the week, in the middle of the week. It is a Monday, so if you have not already, go ahead and do your finances and your student die.
So do I not get student die anymore because I'm not in any extracurriculars?
If you are not in any extracurriculars, you do not get any student die week. You can still earn student die in other ways, but
Tyson, I will purchase. I'll purchase Magic Missile. Can I relearn Jim's Magic Missile?
Jim's magic missile.
Yes, that's the one I had before.
Is that different than a regular magic missile?
It's got a little bit of a better caveat to it, yes.
Why is his name Jim?
I don't know. That's not a very strong name for a wizard, but they
You
went
make
with
this
it.
guy
Hey,
the name
Jim is a
Michelle,
very
so-
strong name.
The wizard Jim. You
Jimothy.
create 3 twisting, whistling, hypoallergenic, gluten-free darts of magical force.
Yeah.
Each dart can take a creature you see maged. Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. How much was that? 100?
100. Why? I want to know why Jim needed them to be hypoallergenic and gluten-free.
Because he's probably celiac and has really bad allergies. Duh.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
casting it on somebody else.
Yeah, but it still comes from him, and so
All right.
proximity and all that.
An allergy is an allergy, Tyson. I don't know what to
Yeah,
tell you.
Tyson.
Get with the times, Tyson. Come on, man.
Excuse me. I'm sorry for my intolerance.
Gluten intolerant?
You should be.
Maybe you need Jim's magic missile.
Now,
Maybe. My sister is convinced that she's celiac. I don't know if I believe her, but to be honest with you, that's definitely more or less a commentary on my sister and I's relationship than it is on.
Tell her to eat a loaf
Well,
of
they're
bread.
not.
See what
She's.
happens.
The problem is that she says that she can feel pain and she feels puffiness and swelling, but I can't discern anything, and I also can't feel what she feels, so I can't tell her that she's wrong.
Dan.
You feel nothing. I said so.
That's what I said my whole life. So, Jacqueline's great. We love Jacqueline. Jacqueline's a good person.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, yeah. Listen, I love all my siblings. They're all amazing. They're all just, I don't know. They all bother me in one way or another.
Well, they're siblings. That's their job.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of the beast. I'm sure they say the same thing about me.
It is what I signed up for.
So, all right. Let's decide right now then what you guys are going to sign up for. Are you guys going to do this at the end of the week, the beginning of the week, middle of the week? Give me a day, and they probably don't call it Monday through Saturday or Monday through Sunday, but we're going to just say Monday through Sunday just to make it easier for us. So
I appreciate that.
Moon Day through Sun's Day.
there you go. We'll add more S's.
Boo. Anyone have a preference?
Thor's Day.
If we know our themes, we might as well just go sign up. Oh, you mean for practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember we voluntold you?
Right. I wasn't in the other room getting rice. You guys feel like shit, so I don't know if we should be going today, but maybe.
Nah, you gotta play through the pain.
Our
It's
manager's
fine.
saying right now, so I think that's what we have to do.
Okay.
I really do think it's their call. They're in charge.
Let's go get our ass kicked.
Our manager again.
Welcome, cheer
I
you
feel
on.
great. I slept pretty late.
Listen, I think this would be a good opportunity to scout out the competition, find their weaknesses, see what the field is like, see how it can be.
And we'll get their expectations
Greg.
low. Like,
Hustle.
yes.
Is there a sign-up sheet where we can see anybody else who's playing for Strixhaven, not like the visiting teams?
Yeah, if you go talk to Professor Sharpbeak, she's got a whole list of students and teams.
Sounds
There
like
is
a
an
thing Mordecai and
there is an unlimited, just so you know, slot of teams from each of the schools. The schools already did their picking and already brought their top 3 teams. Strixhaven has not chosen any teams, so.
So do we need to be good?
I would say
some of us have scholarships.
I haven't had one practice and I know we're good. I have no idea how it's played.
There seems to be a spectrum of emotions going into this. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think we'll do fine.
We
I
can't.
could, I could
Or
probably
maybe-
throw up on one of them as a distraction.
You know what? Yes, I think we should go talk to Sharpie. I would like to know if all of the participants have to submit some sort of medical form to prove that they are worthy of sports that might reveal some weaknesses. So let's go talk to Sharpie, see what we got going on over there.
Yeah,
You have
we
to
gotta
go for
see
a physical.
enhancements for our lives.
Tad and cough. You sit there and feel the doctor. Just kidding. We're not going to do that. All right. You guys head down to Professor Sharpbeak's class. Her lecture is just getting over, and you see the signups on the board of her classroom. Who's going to go over the board? Is it going to be Mordecai? Is it going to be Tony? Or is it going to be one of the team members?
About Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony, go ahead and give me a perception check. Or you can choose investigation if you'd rather.
$23.
You see that there is a team that Xanther is on. And you
Exactly what I
also
was hoping for.
see that there is another team in which Mina is on.
Are they the same team?
It is not. They are on two separate teams.
And then how many other teams have signed up?
If for Strixhaven, only two. So each of them are on a different team. One of them is Peter's team. That's the team that Xanthar is in.
So there's 3 teams that get chosen and only 2 have signed up so far?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, so
like
from
we're a
Strixhaven. Oh, Tony. Are you signing up a team for Mage Tower?
Yes, sir, ma'am. Person.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll need your team to complete these forms. And she hands you a stack of papers. And they're like medical evaluation records. They're like, GPA. Make sure your team fills out all the necessary paperwork.
Doc, do you want my
I
blood
don't-
sample now?
No, we don't need any fluids. Just we trust you.
You guys aren't taking blood samples for drugs?
No, not unless you do some heroic achievement for specimen and ability, in which case we'll randomly drug test you every 30 days.
Noted.
Oh. Certain drugs that are not allowed.
Are there
magic-enhancing drugs other than the ones we provide.
Are there... Oh. I was about to ask if there are certain drugs that are allowed, but it sounds like there are.
Oh, yeah. Well, to get around the spell slot problem, we've invented a special formula that allows you to replenish your spell slots after the depletion of them.
I don't suppose that this magical fluid is created in the swamp, is it?
Cannot disclose where such information is kept.
It's totally made in the swamp.
Wouldn't want to give an unfair competitive advantage to the others.
Is it in the same game as the Eldritch Bomb by chance?
It is not Eldridge Bomb.
So it's not
He
going to
did-
turn a chest into a
The
mimic
professor
growth?
did not say no, though. They just said it wasn't.
I can neither confirm nor deny or give you any indication of where such magical properties are made, and I can assure you that if you are found in possession of such magical properties while attending this university and school, severe consequences will be had.
Whoa,
Wait, I
whoa,
thought
whoa.
you were selling it.
Say no to drugs, unless we give them to
Guys, I
you.
feel like this could be pretty.
Wait, hold on.
We should look into this.
It's from a school function or activity. Yeah, they have it on the flyer.
It is on the flyer.
Dare to do drugs, kids.
My favorite bit is how we just kind of talk about stuff in front of Sharpie like they're not there.
All right, listen. Who's on the team?
Beaky,
I
is lethal force allowed?
No, you cannot cast spells that bring harm to students, mascots, or faculty.
What about spells that take them within 1 inch of their life?
Nope, can't do it. No physical harm.
No fun.
What about psychological harm?
Other than the one you're giving me right now, Mr. Morkai, no.
Sharpie, we can talk about how last year you gave us so much psychological harm in the form of terrorism or harboring terrorism.
Yeah.
Just because mage hunters attacked the campus does not mean we gave you psychological damage.
You didn't stop the psychological damage.
Because you stopped the psychological damage!
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
because you didn't do anything.
We should
So
be
anyways,
allowed
we
to
sign
have
right here.
drugs on it.
Yes, Miss Josie, right on the dotted line.
Cordelia has such beef with the teacher.
Poor guy is just beaming with the amount of chaos he's just sown.
Now,
Someone
do you
walk
know the
forward, make sure
rules
he
of
doesn't
Mage
swap the people
Tower?
We're signing out.
Do the drugs your teachers give you and don't hurt other students.
That is good. Step 1. The goal of Mage Tower is to take... You have 3 teams on the field at any given time. Each team is assigned a mascot. You already know what these mascots look like. You went and helped me round them up earlier this semester.
Yeah, right before Mage Hunters attacked us.
I cannot control when the Mage Hunters attack, Mr. Morkai. I cannot emphasize this
Mage Hunter
enough.
one of the mascots?
No.
I feel like it should be ours.
It might as well be.
So your goal is to capture your opponent's mascots
Definitely want our mascot to be Mage Hunter.
and to bring it back to your goal. And your goal is to prevent the others from stealing your mascot and bringing it back to their goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. One question: can we kill the other's mascot?
No, you may not.
Did we
God.
take
Then
the other?
what can we do?
No dice rolling harm may come to a mascot, a student, a faculty, or anyone in the arena.
Is that in writing or?
Okay,
It's
so
in the
the game
paperwork
involves
stack I
dice
just
rolling.
gave you, Tony.
Professor Sharpie, where by chance is the arena?
So, the final games will be played at Strixhaven Stadium. However, our old stadium, practice field, Aerojaunt Fields, will serve as your practice arena. It is identically the same in every way, except for it only seats 500 students, whereas the stadium seats 50,000.
That seems like a gross misuse of tuition to build a second stadium that's smaller.
If you take a look at the repercussions of the old stadium, you'll see why we wanted a new one.
But you're still
We
using
saved money because it's now a practice field.
I have so many questions.
I'm sure you do.
This feels like every school's athletic program ever. I don't know what's wrong.
All right, so you may use any spell at your arsenal in
That
any
just doesn't
creative way, so long as it doesn't cause harm. Now, you can still cast Fireball. Just know that any damage that you do and perceive will not happen to the other team's mascot or person. But if you use it in a creative way, to like create a wall of fire to stop them from grabbing something, or, whatever it is. Mechanically, and this is me as the DM speaking now, your goal is to get 3 successful checks using magic, okay? If you cast a spell at first or second level, it gives you advantage or disadvantage on your check, on whether or not you succeed or fail. If you cast a spell at third level or higher, whatever you roll will be the check. Now, what you want to do, though, is that it takes an action to drink the potion that revitalizes your spell slots. So it's going to be just like a combat round in that you have an action, a bonus action, a reaction, movement, and however that works. Just know that if you run out of spell slots and you have to drink another potion, that takes the action to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So your goal is to take your opponent's mascots and bring them back to your goal marker area. And then once they're there, they get re-teleported back onto the field. There are 3 20-minute periods. So, in essence, there is 2 rounds. Mathematically doesn't work out like necessarily 1 for 1 like in combat. But basically you get 2 rounds of actions per person. Or, excuse me, 3 rounds of actions per person. And that's the end of the period. So everybody gets at least 3 actions. And then there's 2 other periods. At the end of the 2 other periods, the team with the most amount of mascot captures wins.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Are we allowed to prepare all our spells, or do we still have to follow the prepared rules?
You still have to follow the prepared rules, but in between each quarter, like each period, I guess would be more accurate because it's kind of more like hockey style because there's 3 periods. In between each period, you can change the spells you have prepared.
Um.
Does that make sense?
For someone,
I picked a spell.
for someone like me who has like a free cast per long rest, how would that work?
That doesn't
between each round, or
Yep, it would. You would be essentially like taking a long rest in between each period.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
yes,
I
absolutely.
might have said this. I don't. So let's say I use like 3 spell slots and then I take a potion. So it just does the like 1 spell slot, or does it do all 3?
All three.
Dope.
Sweet.
At all levels?
At all levels that you've used. It will not give you more than what you can do. Does that make sense? So if you're going into this and you only have 1 level 3 spell and you cast that spell and now that spell slot's gone, you can't use that spell again until you either drink a potion or take a long rest, essentially. So it's not giving you like 3 extra. Like if you didn't use it that round and you took another drink of it, it wouldn't give you an extra 3rd level spell slot. It just replenishes what you've depleted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's essentially a way for you to play the game without having to worry about like wasted spell slots at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So the potion is more of a mechanic and a gimmick than it is like a, it's not going to like heal you any points because you're not going to be getting any damage to you in the game. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Now, you can still do
Can we
things.
steal these PEDs for later use?
If you get caught with them, it's
If we get
bad
caught.
news bears for you. I will allow anybody to try anything. I'm just telling
We get
you.
caught.
How many do you get per person?
You each get 3, well, 2 technically, okay? You get 2 per person per match. Because the idea is that if at the end of each period you're going to be drinking these. If you want to use them in the game, you totally can. You just got to drink. It takes an action economy. Does that make sense?
So I'm assuming though the whole long rest thing doesn't work when we drink the potion, right? That's only between the matches.
It does if you drink it in game, but just remember that it's not heal. So it's only giving you the effects of restoring spell slots.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, someone who's a warlock.
yes, it's not like giving you any health benefits. So, like for instance, if you steal these drugs, which it sounds like you're gonna do, if you steal the drugs and you take them,
confirm nor deny.
and you take them, it's not going to give you all the effects of a long rest. It's just going to... So, like, if you're trying to get, like, more health points, it's not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or...
I don't care about health.
If it's, like, you have a spell that, like, out in the real world wouldn't replenish until the end of the next day, or it gives you, like, a timed thing, it's not going to help with that. It's only going to help you in terms of replenishing things that would happen after a long rest.
Like it wouldn't replenish action surge. Basically.
Yes, exactly. It's only on magical spells and stuff like that. So that doesn't mean that's not useful out in the real world. I'm just saying, just keep that in mind. It's not like, oh, we get an extra long rest if we do this kind of a thing, right? I forget what it's like. The elixir, like arcane something in Baldur's Gate, that basically is like a long rest in a bottle. It's not that necessarily. It's just the spell. Yes, it's just the spell slot thing. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, still useful. The other reason I say that, and the reason that this potion exists, is because I don't want you to. So, like, part of the game is kind of thinking about fun, creative ways to stop your opponent. So you can totally do like, something that confuses or stuns them, or like the example in the book that it gives is like creating like a grease spell on like a ramp to make it slick so that the other combatants fall down, but they're going to be making opposed ability checks against whatever spells they make, and then you're going to be making opposed ability checks against theirs, right? So if you cast that grease, they're going to have to make a dexterity or an athletics or an acrobatics check to see if they're able to fail or succeed on that, right? And depending on how they roll will determine what their next move is. And likewise, they're going to be trying to stop you from getting your mascots So they may cast, firewall or something like that to impede your path, right? And you could either react or do something to that. So it's kind of fun. It's like a game of back and forth with Magic, unlimited. So, but you only know the spells that you already know. It's not like you can pull out of the book like other spells. And keep in mind
I
too,
didn't actually pull out some of my spells.
you don't have to as well. So you could also, like, example, Danny, you could read thoughts by knowing what their next move is or like what they want to do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about creative ways like that. Like, just because it doesn't immediately affect the outer world or affect, the game directly, you can affect the game indirectly.
I have one spell that I've been dying to use, and I think it'll be perfect for this, and I'm so excited.
The other thing, too, is don't always think in spells. Like, if you want to, like, pick up, like, a patch of mud and throw it in your opponent's face, that's, like, a physical thing you can do. That's also totally game. So if you want to, like, throw a rock to trip them or, like, throw a rope, like, there's magic and physicality in this game as well. So just let your creativity and how you want to solve the problem kind of grow and expand. Does that make sense? Questions, comments, concerns?
Do we want to use any items we have with us?
You are, so long as you're not using a weapon in a way that is intentionally trying to, like, you can't stab someone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you want to throw a spear to trip somebody, or if you want to throw a rope to trip somebody, or a torch, you know what I mean? Or, like, you could totally do that. You just can't intentionally, like, I throw daggers in his eyes, so he's blind. Like, that would not be a...
Yeah.
That's not a Chad move in this game.
Wait.
Is there a sporting goods store we could go to buy spears and nets?
Oh, you're just in luck. It's the everything store.
Forgot about the everything store. Yeah, we got an everything store.
Welcome to Amazon.
When did we get to the bibliothèque?
The rules with concentration spells, does that still apply, or can I concentrate on more than one spell?
You cannot concentrate on more than one spell, but you don't have to make concentration checks.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you cast a spell that takes concentration, you don't have to necessarily sit there and think about and worry it, but you can't have two effects happening at the same time.
Okay, cool.
Other questions about the mechanics of the game or about how Mage Tower works as a fundamental resource? Perfect. Are you guys going to the Mage Tower today to practice? All right,
I think
great.
we said yes.
Yeah, I think we decided yes on that.
Might as well, right?
You guys head on down to the field.
Oh, real quick, is Sharpie by chance at the field? Because I do want to ask Sharpie a question.
You could still be in our classroom. You can totally ask Sharpie a question.
Sharpie, what's security going to be like at these events? Because it's been pretty lackluster in the past, and I'm kind of getting sick of all these events being interrupted by murder.
We are
unsafe.
Imagine that. The magic-wielding cast that's killed 3 mage hunters this year alone feels unsafe.
Yes!
We shouldn't have to.
By the way,
That's
our
why.
team name, the Mage Hunters.
What?
Our team name. Just so you know.
I love it.
Very metal. All right.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Like
Right?
our Mage Tower team?
Yeah, the Mage Hunters.
I think Huxley's Mage Hunters would be better.
Huxley?
You start to feel a bloody nose as if you have a connection to someone else in a distant realm.
Focus Huxley.
All right. Professor Sharpbeat goes, security around Strixhaven Stadium is going to be the utmost tight. We are working with all of the other schools to make sure that campus security is top-notch for this event.
Actually, my family works in security. I have a few people you could hire if you're looking.
Well, we always want to hire the best. If you want to pass along their contact information.
Of course. Of course.
Well, thank you. I'll be sure to reach out to Ezekiel. And with that, is there anything else you guys would like to do with Professor Sharpbeak?
No, we can go. We can go to the stadium.
Perfect. If you guys want to open up Tailspire.
When we're on the field before we go, can I cast Longstrider on Raylo and Theo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, Long Strider. One of the best.
And so you guys have an extra 10 feet of movement.
in Baldur's Gate, honestly. Oh.
To the Quidditch pitch?
Listen, I didn't have time to like.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, my
Air
computer's
this
not
out.
having it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Fun.
Jeez, they did this really well.
Be totally honest, I didn't know you guys all had that. I don't have that.
Oh yeah, we gotta find Theo a character too. Theo, for now, you're gonna be this guy.
Also, I do think it doesn't matter at the moment, but I do think Cordelia's in her winter form for the most part at the moment.
I think I put you as your winter
Just-
form out here. All right,
Oh, cool.
perfect.
Okay. What's going on? Oh, there it is.
I have to give you player permissions. Listen, guys, I haven't had a lot of time this week.
You're good.
Tyson's living the
Here you
nightmare.
have a full-time job.
Ugh, it's more than a full-time job right now, but it's kind of the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Yeah, the events themselves are not bad. Like, they're very, very low-key events, but it just is a lot of the same, like, repetitive stuff. Chris was actually out there helping me tonight, so Chris works for me now.
Yeah, he sent us a photo.
LOL.
I'm sorry, one last question. Can we use our familiars? Or are they not?
Yeah.
Can we not use them? So we can use them for this. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh. Can I tell my familiar to help them?
Yeah.
The help mission?
You can't.
Okay.
You can't like interfere in the game as a coach.
Oh.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
like, if I wanted to have my badger burrow underneath the stadium.
You could always try. You'll have to give me a stealth check to make sure you don't get caught.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna say this is Chris's character Theo. We've got Raylo. We've got Mordecai. We've got Kokomi. We've got Cordelia, Josie, and we've got Tony. You guys make your way down to the practice field. From a nondescript, definitely not copyrighted.
Is there like positions, or is it just like a free for all?
So you
Do
guys
we
get to
get to fly
come
on
up.
brooms?
There is no flying on brooms, but you can cast the fly spell. The way that it works is there is no like set positions in a sport. Like, but think about in soccer how you've got defenders and attackers. It probably you guys get to come up with your strategy and how you guys would like to play, but it probably is a smart idea to not make everyone an attacker or make everyone a defender. You know, but you guys can figure that out. Like, everybody's going to have a different strategy coming into the game. So you guys can decide, like, how many of you guys want to maybe focus on protecting your mascot versus getting another mascot. You could have some people, trying to just run interference against other people, right? Or you can have some people trying to, be dynamic and rescue the ball, or some people defending your own mascot's area. You know what I mean? By like making difficult terrain around it. So I'll let you guys actually think of some stratagem, because you guys are going to be doing a scrimmage match today. What'd you say?
What do you do with the ball?
So there is no ball. You're trying to capture other people's mascots.
You said ball. So that's why I asked.
Sorry, then that's my bad. There's a lot of sports references going on here, okay? I'm out of my Final Fantasy football playoffs, so maybe I just a little bit like...
Oh, did the Cardinals lose again?
No, Cardinals won today. My fantasy football team lost too many games this season.
Do we have the potions in hand already? Like, can we take them before the game starts?
All of you have experienced a long rest. Well, you still have your levels of exhaustion.
That's just it. If I cast a bunch of spells right now, could I drink one, or do I have to wait until the game starts?
So the exhaustion point just makes you guys roll at disadvantage. But drinking the potion would not change your level of exhaustion.
No. I'm not the one that's exhausted. I just, if I cast a bunch of stuff on everybody right now.
Oh. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
The first point of exhaustion doesn't count for attack rolls.
Nope. You're just on ability checks. So if you had to make a, athletics check or a nature check or a, those abilities is where you're at disadvantage. If I ask you for a saving throw, or if I ask you for an attack roll, those are not at a disadvantage.
Okay, so what do we think our strategy is? I mainly only have offensive spells.
I would prefer to defend the mascot.
But since we can't hurt anybody, I can be distraction.
I was gonna say a lot of my spells involve stopping. I'm very good at distracting. I've got puppet and infallible relay and hold person and hypnotic pattern and stuff like that. I also have fly, so I'm good in support roles.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. What's your character's name again?
Theo.
Theo. I think Theo runs in there with his Dorito strength, knocks them all out, and then you guys walk to victory.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's non-lethal.
I use whatever D&D
But our manager's talking.
My strategy is to kill Xander accidentally.
I think that's still technically breaking the rules, unfortunately.
No, it does not.
No, it is not.
I think if it's an accident.
Sorry, Megan asked me a question. That's what my reference was in for. I didn't hear anything other than Tony wants to accidentally kill Xanthar.
Yeah, and I said I think it's against the rules. And then you said I don't think, or you said I don't think so. I'm like, help, no.
No, it definitely is against the rules. Whether or not you guys are still going to do it is up to you.
Morka, I do think for other purposes outside of this sport, we do need to pocket some of these potions. We need to find out where they are.
Oh.
For practice, you guys were all given one potion, by the way.
I can do that day of.
Oh, that's true.
I'm
Second
sure.
shipment of EPO.
Against you know who. He who shall they who shall not be named.
Yes, that would be
I don't
ideal.
know who we're talking about.
He's talking about the cult.
Welcome to my world.
I will make that a priority on game day and probably leading up to it.
Okay.
Tyson, where did we get the potions from today? Did we just get them from Sharpie?
So you see a student that is out on the pitch. They are a small dwarf student. If you are in a Lore Hall college, give me a history check. This is not at disadvantage. Just to see if you know who this person is.
I got a nat 20.
You immediately
Remember, I got a
recognize them,
15.
Coco, as Rosie. She's a
That's
very
Rosie.
she's a very athletic dwarf. And Rosie is acting as the game's referee. She's a student volunteer. She's been playing Mage Tower for 3 years at various institutions. This is her first year at Strixhaven, but she is very knowledgeable in the sport. So Rosie is the one who gives out the potions that she gets from Professor Sharpbeak, and she's also going to be coordinating and refereeing your match today. Hi there, lovelies. How are you?
Oh, it's doing good, Rosie. It's good to hear from you. I've heard many things about you. This is obviously the second year here, but before attending this college, I heard all about your exploits in Mage Tower.
Thank you.
Hey, what are your duties as acting referee today?
I'm here to make sure that we have a fair, clean match. I'm also here to collect and distribute any potions used or unused at the end of the match. As well as make sure that, today we are going to be learning the rules and having a nice, fair practice. Do I need to go over the Mageball rules with you, or Mage Tower rules with you?
Yes.
So the object of the game is to capture each opponent's mascot.
We just go through this
I've heard this so many times.
with Sharpbeak.
Abduct
Repetition is
animals
important.
from their homes, bring them to your home. Don't let people abduct your animals.
Very good.
Can't kill or maim people, but you can throw mud in their face.
You can do a lot of
See,
things to
I
them,
was
but that's not
thinking
killing and
for-
maiming them.
Wait. We can't. Okay, hold up. We can harm, but we can't kill.
You can't do anything that's going to cause someone to
permanent?
lose a limb or to bleed out or to.
So
But if
nothing
you
permanent.
want to check them, body check them to the ground, yeah, you totally do that. If you want to, take your club there and swing it out across their leg so they fall down and trip on their face, you could totally do that.
But what if in falling and tripping on their face, they accidentally break their neck and die?
Physically impossible. The magical barrier around this field prevents anyone from taking any hit points while actively involved in the game of Mage Tower.
Oh, so we can use lethal force because there's no lethal force gonna happen anyway.
You can't use a blade to pierce, but yes.
Now,
Okay.
So you couldn't stab someone in the back. Or,
But
cut
I
off a
can cast
limb.
blast.
But you can what?
I can blast them with a fireball or a few magic darts.
Yeah, sure. Just keep in mind, Fireball takes up the amount of space that Fireball takes up, so it may also impede your players.
I just
Tyson.
again, Josie wants to. Sorry, you go. But
No, you go for it. Go for it, Josie.
Josie just wants to remind everyone that this isn't supposed to be solely offensive. That we also have to get our animals to the other side as well. So
I'm
Well,
not
we don't want our
offended.
animals to go to the other side.
No, I think maybe because I
their
can
animals to
fly.
our side.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Steal animals, defend our animals.
Tyson, can I roll perception? I want to see. I want to see if Rosie has like a gym bag where she's keeping all of the stuff that she's gonna use to officiate the game on the sidelines. Something that maybe where she's keeping these potions that she's handing out. Is it on her person or is it off? I guess.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
You see that there is a giant chest at the edge of the field that you see a ringlet of keys around Rosie's neck.
Ah. Okay. All right. Good to know.
Tyson, do you have the campaign ID for Tailspire? I installed the guest version.
Nice. I do, but I don't have any more seats. Is the problem with that one?
All right, I'll close it.
I can get more seats though, but
me joining
That's
in.
Let me see if it will. Let me see if it will.
What's the max number of seats? Like, is that
I
number of
can
people?
I can purchase more. Like that's how Megan's playing right now. Is I bought her a seat.
Mm.
In fact, I can also buy a seat for everybody that wants to do it. They're like $15. I just don't have. I just because Megan's already using the seat right now. I can't like get more people in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
You can also purchase the game, and it will give you a seat automatically by purchasing it. You just trying to see if I have a code or how to get the code for Strixhaven. But yeah, Chris, I'll get you all set up this week. I also want to get